Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Microphone check. Lights.
Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Good morning one more time and welcome to the big conversation right here on Culture Daily. Yo, so I'll be asking you this real quick. No, not be asking. I'll be telling you real quick that every single morning when you wake up, you need to brush your teeth. Need I remind you that you need to brush your teeth? I know you know that already, but brush your teeth with Pepsodent because you are guaranteed with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, because you're guaranteed 10 times maximum protection day and night if you use Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. And it's also fortified with pro-fluoride and microcalcium ingredients that will help seal tiny holes and invincible holes in your teeth. All right. Next one real quick. Also, I could tell you this, right, that you can win 5,000 Ghana cedis cash prize whilst you're helping build schools in Ghana. Or you can even win iPhones whilst helping renovate local hospitals. Well, you can thanks to mayeco.com. Now, it's actually a social impact crowdfunding platform that's teamed up with certain non-profits to raise funds for essential projects to improve our communities. Now, but here's what makes Mayeco different or special. Now, every time you support a Mayeco project, you're automatically entered to win incredible prizes like cash prizes, iPhones, iPads, and many, many more. At the same time, you'll be helping to fund critical projects like how they want to restore the Labadi Beach, build some schools, renovate some maternity wards, and so much more. So go ahead, jump on Mayeco right now and get very, very involved. Then also today is Thursday. That means the tunnel hour is on and popping this evening. Make sure you pass by after work, place to just leisure out, relax, chill, have some really good food. Go and check out the calamari. I love it. Big shouts going out to Chef Hattie. Man, I just love Tunnel Lounge food. Go and check it out. It's a place to be, ideal to relax before you just head out home. And if you want to have those wedding parties, you want to have those corporate hangouts, Tunnel Lounge, you can find them next in your whole clinic inside Jolu, or let's say some people might say airport. It's all good though. But it's number 45 Kofi Annan Street. You can put that in your Google map and you find the place. Easy does it. At the same time, you need to also discover a world of innovation, a world of luxury, a world many of us dream about owning. Discover a world of Bang and Olufsen. Yes. It's more like discover a world of Shatter. I know y'all want to own a Shatter. It's for life, bro.
For life.
Yes,
I'm
for
with
life,
you on that.
Pom. All you want. Like, you can hate all you want.
Pom.
You can hate all you want. We're still who we are, you know what I mean? For life is for life.
I'm single.
That's it. You guys know that Shatta has a new girlfriend, right?
You guys, listen.
He just posted a vlog.
Yeah.
He was surprising his girlfriend
SM
on
doesn't
his
do-
birthday. He
Oh,
went
yeah,
to
I'm told he said he bought
live vlogger.
he bought 215 iPhones and
Yeah.
then he gave his girlfriend about 9,000 pounds.
Yeah, but that's nothing. That's peanuts.
Wow.
That's peanuts, innit?
Nah,
Yeah. Yo, shout out to SM movement, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Well,
Shouts to you guys.
Shout out to Shout Out movement, man.
Say
Your
it
president
again, he did
overdo
what?
it. He bought 2 iPhone
Yeah.
15s and
Yeah.
gave it
Olele,
about
the
19,000.
movement is at war with you. We don't understand why you want to
Nobody can be at war with me
come and
because they
pull
know
out.
I love them.
Nah, listen.
He's just doing his job.
He's just doing. I'm just doing my job.
What we need
yo.
people to understand is that before you talk about SM, you need a certificate.
You need a license.
How do you? How?
You need a
Like,
road ready.
who even made that a thing?
Official,
So
unofficial,
people should do their job.
as the
You know what these people do.
official, unofficial PR of the movement.
I'm your assistant and official
Yes.
PR. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
yes.
let's let people do their jobs. It's part of the culture. I mean, you don't
I need to
expect
renew.
that every
I need to
time
renew
it's
my
good,
shutter
good,
road
good.
ready.
Yeah, sometimes people need to talk.
Yeah,
so
you
let's
understand.
let
Listen,
them do it.
For you to understand the movement, you need to understand Kanye West. You need to understand. Yeah, Olele, I'm being told that you need to apologize to the movement. You understand? This
Hey yo, shout
Yeah.
out movement. Yo, keep doing what you're doing, yo. I also
Listen.
keep doing what I'm doing, yo.
Thank you.
So even when they make noise and we for chase Beyonce, we know the Beyonce what make could take out. The Beyonce, they living.
Jay, I want to ask a question though.
Yeah, ask
why
a
is it
question.
that? Why? I'm very curious. This is
Yeah.
without malice or anything.
Yeah.
Why is it that anytime you try to have an intellectual conversation with anybody from the movement, it results to insults.
But who says you want to have intellectual conversations with anybody?
Then let everybody do their thing.
No.
Because if I choose to be, if I choose to be civil,
what I want to say is
I'm just saying, if I choose to be civil,
I have an answer for you.
If I choose to be civil,
I have an answer for you.
No, I'm just saying. Let me my point.
Yes.
If I choose to be civil, right, and I invite you into a conversation, right, why do you resort to insults
all the time?
Let me answer the
and
question.
not answer to the subject matter.
Unofficially, let me answer the question beautifully for you. Unofficially, as an unofficial PR for the movement. The thing is, you choose intellect and civil. I choose violence. Why is mine the problem and yours correct? Number one. Number two. Number two. As we live for this world inside, the one big objective aside from going to see God this morning, if I have it. Why am I bothering myself? Why am I bothering myself with all these people talking things? I look for the money. I get the money finished. What the game I look for? You want to go global? I mean, I say I don't want to go. I don't want to mind your global this thing. I want in my house. Yes. Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yes, I have an SM movement in my ear now. You know, Shouts going out to shout out for winning the award. You understand? You want to go? You won't go America. You won't go Canada. You won't go Israel. Me, I say I want to Ghana.
It's
good.
Money.
Listen, why isn't the world coming to Ghana as international? Why should I go to the world as international? Ghana no be international. If I day young, you know say Ghana be international.
Ghana is international.
Yeah, so he's an international.
What laws of fanfooling?
Well explained. No, we agree. We are all Shatta fans here, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean,
but the thing is, the beauty in this is you see how they say that somebody you get to know someone is your true friend when you do something bad and the person is able to say it to you to your face and then the friendship continues. That's what this should be.
I also have
when people do wrong things or things that are not aligning with something that a media personality thinks, let's allow the media personalities to make their comments and let's move on without malice.
I also
or
have a
anything
comment
like
about
that.
this whole thing, and you promised the point.
But that's not a big con with Dubai. I'm not allowing.
But the main point is
yes.
Bandana from Ghana, na.
Yeah.
You can get me. Oh, na. We live in two tights and badada. Just kill them every day. Bagagaga. Dance king, you know,
that's all we need.
SMU, just Vana.
Thank you very much.
Speak with mind in every corner.
I also
you see, we all have Shatawale. But let this man.
No.
Shatta is for Shatta movement.
Right, Shatta movement owns Shatawale.
Shatta is Ghana.
Everybody loves Shatawale. Everybody loves Shatawale.
It's not just for Shatta movement.
That doesn't mean that. Why? If you love somebody, you know if you talk about the person.
As the unofficial PR for the movement, we shall do.
Jesus, when they love the whole world, they love said they write book about them.
We reject your love.
Something.
Ask me, the unofficial
Does
PR.
Shatta Wale love the industry?
Of course.
Okay. He loves the industry, right?
That one said we don't want to love the industry.
So is inside the industry.
We love money.
No, I'm coming.
We don't love the industry. We love money.
Jay, does Shatta Wale love the industry?
We love money. We don't love the industry.
He wants to see progress.
We don't want to see the progress of anything again. Then we want to see progress. Right now we don't want to see progress.
It's plenty.
Because I'm saying, if that's the case, then what he's doing is exactly what I'm doing.
No, we don't want progress.
He calls out the cracks.
No.
He calls out the cracks, the rot in the industry because he loves the industry. So
a few years ago, we used to love the industry. Right now, we don't love any industry. We don't love anybody again.
You don't love anybody again. You just love money.
We love money.
Charlie, shout out to Mali. Shout out to Mali.
iPhone 15 too. We dash money for social media. There, you good.
Shout out to Mali.
They're rich boys in my pocket.
25 yesterday.
Shout out to Mali, man. Shout out to Mali.
And you see, we know how to choose.
That's her name, Mali.
We know how to choose beautiful women. That's
not his daughter.
His girlfriend said daughter.
I didn't hear you. I didn't question.
I said.
She had a cake with 25 on it.
Yes. She's a beautiful woman. You understand?
Shatta Wale actually has a daughter.
Our eyes are open.
That's what you said.
The movements, right? Understand that the movements. Our eyes are open. We about all that. I feel when I wear people can complain. We ask you when you are where we complain.
Sorry, sir.
Shout out to Tabia. They're doing great things for the industry. It's very important.
Do you know that as Eddie has our head of commercial has just joined us. Eddie, wouldn't you want to have money from Tabia to partner to change your life?
Every money be money.
Every my brother, we are cool.
Every dirty water fire.
There's nothing like dirty money.
Ashok.
There's nothing
like dirty money.
Money is not good or bad. It's what you use money for.
I don't understand when people say dirty money.
Money is not good or bad.
There's nothing like that.
Eddie, where do you stand with the movement? Should we renew your license as well?
I'm a sympathizer.
You're a sympathizer. Well, anyway, on that note, we switch our conversation to what why we are here this morning, real quickly. Well, let me just give a background to this as well. The reason why we have our head of commercial join us for this conversation this morning. Now, this is a convo that might interest a lot of persons who share proposals, or engage with corporate bodies chasing sponsorships. Now, we are clearly in an era of a digital media space where there's a whole world there where people have following, where it gives better analytics, where it gives better insights to what you're doing, who's following, what they're saying about you, and all that. And people definitely invest in that space. I mean, we've seen the likes of these bloggers and vloggers and influencers who invest heavily on their digital media platforms. Now, take out the word media. Okay, separate that. They invest in their media platforms, be it digital or be it whatever. They invest in their platforms. But there is a fine line between the moment when you want to convert these platforms into money, especially when you are into value, when you are having conversations with a sponsor, for example. So some sponsors might come to you and say that, well, we'll sponsor your event, but in addition to that, you have to add on your social media. That's just thrown in as a freebie. Where do you draw the line as a freebie, and where do you cost it and take money for it? It's a conversation we're going to be having this morning on the show here with Eddie, our head of commercials, who's of course has vast knowledge in this. And as well, we also have our
Chief Daddy. No, we want you die. Die, go. Finish dying.
The Culture Squad is live in the studio. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are all welcome. First, before we even go into this topic, I want personal experiences. If any, well, I know Cyril. Let me start with you. You've been at the sending end all the time in trying to, because you sit with a brand marketing space as well. What is it like in that fine conversation of free or cost or charge?
It's a very thin line, and ultimately what decides the side you're on is value. If the client or the business is offering you some other value that is greatly overwhelming, to the point where you can afford to leverage your social media at no extra cost, then it's a conversation to explore. But most of the times, the relationship between, I'll use the word influencer, for the relationship between the influencer and the corporate world is parasitic. It's parasitic. It should be a symbiosis, but it's not. It should be each living off each other and, mutually beneficial. That's a better phrase. But it's parasitic. Jay Foley has 1 million followers. How can we activate with him? Jay Foley doesn't care about your brand. He doesn't live your brand ethos. He has never used your brand. I mean, we've seen celebrities sign with product A, and they're on a billboard holding product A. And you go to their Instagram, and the first picture they have is they're at home using a competitor product. We've seen it with everybody. I won't mention any names, but we've seen it with all of them. All of them. This phone on the billboard. You go home, you check their Instagram, they are using an iPhone. That is a parasitic relationship. So the brand that has come and said, Olele, be on a billboard with our phone, is just parasiting off Olele's eyes. The eyeballs that Olele is able to draw. So for such a relationship, the value to Olele is zero. It's purely monetary. Right? But you are not giving him any actual value beyond the money. But if you said, Olele, deep throat sauce, you want to come on board as a partner, what do you need? You need drones, you need cameras, you need podcast gear, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to do ABC with you for your outfit. In return, we want this, that. Then he can do what they need, and they can also be beneficiaries of his platform. They can also leverage off, and he can tweet, post, write about them till their kingdom come without feeling like he's being taken advantage of. But a lot of the times, the brands make the mistake by choosing the wrong people and rather going with the eyeballs. Who has the most followers? Who has the most engagements? They don't choose the character and the feasibility of a good relationship, because that's what matters. When they say Rihanna is the creative director for, what was she a creative director for?
Fenty?
Fenty.
Yeah.
For Fenty. It's not because she knows how they make makeup in the back room, right? But because they know that her brand needs this to exist. It's something she already uses. It's like a voiceover. Jay Foley is a voiceover artist, right? So let's say Audiovisual Systems, our sponsor for Game On, says, okay, Jay, we need you to activate our platforms for us 6 months. Talk about us. Give us your own content plan. Make it organic. Tell us how you're going to help us. In return, we are upgrading your studio for you. You got some money again. It's very simple. But assuming Audiovisual System comes to you with no offer and says, Jay Foley, please post this, our artworks. We've made Eddie do some artworks. Post it for us twice a week, 3 times a week. You go send them invoice. Because you are not seeing the value. It's parasitic. They are coming to just parasite off your hard work and the followers and the social media platform you've built. So for me, sitting on the client side most of the time, pitching out these ideas, I always push for people to find a good working relationship with people who actually care about what they are selling. And there's something called digital desensitization. People are getting bored of these influencer-led and it's a mental fatigue. We all scroll past it. The moment you see it, especially the gym ones, the fitness ones, you're on Instagram or whatever, and she's in bum shorts and a crop top, and she walks with a water bottle into the gym. You know, it's either Fashion Nova or some Slim Tea or some. Nobody pays attention anymore because it's become so obvious, right? But the people who actually live or people who actually own what they are selling are the ones who are making it. So organic influencing is totally different from this parasitic commercialized. You have 1 million followers, so post our artwork. Out of your 1 million, even if 10% see it, we are fine. That one you collect a check. But when the brand wants to work with you because they know that the two of you can help each other, then money should not always be the conversation.
Interesting. Eddie, how does it work in your space? I mean, you have clearly dealt with a lot of clients as well, and I know you might want to touch on, yes, relationship, like what you said, the value, but it is a money conversation, and definitely some investments have gone into these platforms, these digital platforms, to create a following and the influence, and yet you are being asked to throw it in as, what it is supposed to be free.
I think. Firstly, I think I'll agree with Cyril on the value. It's always the value versus value.
Before you continue, I'll be expecting Olele to give me a counter on this.
Okay. But in a space where advertising budget is limited, I stand to be corrected. I think the annual advertising spend for the whole Ghana, for all the platforms, around 300 million Ghana cedis or so. I stand to be corrected. And imagine all of these media platforms, radio, TV, billboard, social media, influencer, everybody chasing the same budget to be able to survive. So clearly there needs to be, it also gives the client on the other hand a upper hand to be able to call the shots. So a lot of times we are at the mercy of them because there's a lot of choices, there is limited budget, and at the end of the day, the guy who steps forward to give the best value is the guy that they go with. Ideally. Yes.
So that makes that changes the narrative because you mentioned choice.
Yeah. So for me, at the end, as you said, should it always be free? It's a strategy. It's your strategy. For as a salesperson, sometimes a freebie,
a sample,
and for giving the sample as well. It's always important. I tell people that I work with, it's important that you are always to demonstrate the value.
Do you believe the statement free things are cheap?
In the space that
free
I work,
things
it's
are expensive.
If I give you a freebie, you owe me. Yeah, if I do something,
there's nothing more powerful
me.
Than free.
Yeah.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate because once I'm giving you the platform as free.
You see, if the value of the thing is established,
yes,
prior to it being then declared free, then it's priceless. If this is a Rolls Royce, and I can tell you that this is a Rolls Royce Phantom, but because you are my guy and because I need you to succeed and I want our campaign to work, take it. I've declared the value of it, but I'm relinquishing that value based on the relationship we have. So that car is now priceless for you.
But is that really the case?
No, it happens. Let me give you an example. Our creators came in here, Desi and Delpi. They're both dead. Desi and Delpi. They came here. They had their I can say this because they had it. They had their Samsungs. Yeah. Right? It's pushing the Samsung agenda. But they didn't pay for their devices. But they are using the devices in their daily lives and in creating their content and improving what the device manufacturer is saying the devices can do. Now, Delpi and Desi know what those devices cost. Tens of thousands of CDs, right? So beyond them just saying we work with Samsung, there's now some mutual
for me, I would describe that as, an organic.
There's a relationship. There's an actual like relationship. Yeah. You see, people complain that we call the influencer. The things they know they post. You for call them and beg them. So many complaints about influencers because you are parasiting the person. Jeff Foley has 1 million followers, so he should post for you. But Jeff Foley is unmotivated to post for you because he doesn't see the value.
No, because I think sometimes the corporate bodies actually do not engage the right influencers. Maybe, yeah. I mean,
that's exactly what I'm saying. They parasite on who has the views.
Influencers have a niche. Right, so if you as a company you fail to do your research to know which influencer can influence a particular product, and you give them, any
and also do it in the most organic way. Do it in the most organic way.
The problem is not the company.
All corporate people are not doing it. We've seen, but but it's coming across like corporate people.
No.
That's what I was even getting to. It's not the corporate people who are the problem most of the time. It's the intermediary. It's the consultant or it's the agency. Right? You see, agency likes to impress. So if agency brings
the agency is a corporate body.
So what I'm saying is it's not the end user or the end client. So agency could show up with an influencer with 5,000 followers, with an excellent turnaround rate, excellent engagement. Not everybody. How many followers you get for Instagram or for Twitter?
63,800.
So I have more followers than Olele, but Olele's engagement skyrocket past mine. Right? I have 96 something. He has 60 something. But Olele is much more influential than I am. But a typical agency deck would push a high follower deck because it's harder to, unless you have an Olele who the whole world knows.
No, for me,
it's hard to justify.
I think it's a mix, right? I've had engagement with brands that have engaged influencers, and their reasons are vast. First and foremost, before they make a choice, there is always an analytics conversation where they pull out all your numbers, your engagement, and luckily there are tools. Sitting at your home, somebody can just plug in a tool and get your back end at the end. The third layer has to do with who is it easy to work with. And this has a conversation that has popped up a lot of times when we engage. We were at Pulse Influencer Awards last week, and that was some of the challenges for most of these brands. They engage you are supposed to do A, B, C, D, and now getting to you to post becomes a problem. So a lot of times they go out for those people and they will tell you, they will mention names and tell you that, Charlie, for this guy, if you work with him, you are 100% sure that your post will come on time, your reports are coming on time. So at the end of the day, it also boils down to who you are dealing with and who. It's about professionalism at the end. A
lot of the people. I can speak to this now because the award is over.
Yeah.
As a juror, a lot of the names that popped up, firstly, were nominated based on popularity. So people who there were key names missing in all categories. They don't call this person because as much as the person was prolific in engaging people online, the person was not popular. So already they didn't make it to the nominations.
Yeah.
Those who got nominated had crazy numbers, but you might see that despite the numbers and all that, engagements were poor. So you might put that person on your campaign based on the numbers, blah, blah, blah. So not everybody who won every category was expected, right? Like, for example, the tech winner, the gentleman who said he's a biochemist. I stand to be correct.
He came with his family.
He came with his family, blah, blah, blah. That's apart from my experience with this Pulse influencer thing, I've never come across his Desi and Delpi are my go-to guys. But guess what? At the back end of it, and on the voting end of it, he came out on top. So as a brand, top of mind, agency, whatever, if they ask you for a tech influencer, Names are going to be ringing in your head. But it's your responsibility to dig deeper, to find this biochemist guy and do a justification. That's why it's hard. That's why it's easier to push a DLP or a DESI, because you don't have to justify and explain so much, because odds are the client himself is already aware of these influencers. So it's an easy sell for you to close your pitch.
Are clients looking down on I don't mean that's business, but are clients looking down on the price value of an influencer to engage? And
not at all,
because I mean a client knows that I need this guy or this girl, I need a person, but when it comes to the value of the person, and this is just a vice versa of the value of the person, it becomes another conversation altogether. That's what
it's because they're not prioritized. Influencer marketing is now. Oh no, Eddie, you go.
Yeah, to speak to what you're saying about sometimes the numbers are big, but they are hollow. Recently, I was part of a session to select some influencers, and for them, the decision to make those choices were based on one, optics and engagement. So you realize that they categorize influencers into micro, macro. So they will engage the big one at the top, who will give you the numbers, who will give you the optics, but they will look for that biochemist and ensure that he's also part of the list to sustain the conversation. So it boils down to strategy all the time. You need to know who you are engaging. You need to know.
And more importantly than the strategy, it boils down to who is doing and pitching the strategy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, that if you have a bad strategist, somebody who is not worth their salt, somebody who cannot pick the points, justify it, and sell it, right? Sometimes in marketing, sometimes in advertising, less is more. We have an advertising landscape where everything is throw money at it, and we are running a 360 campaign. The most common phrase in the Ghana marketing space is 360 campaign. Let's do a little billboard, a little. Sometimes your product, your brand, you don't need to be everywhere, right? The worst thing you can do, one of the most lucrative advertising platforms is billboards. But apart from brand visibility and maintaining top of mind recall, billboards are pretty useless, because a billboard comes with zero metrics, right? So if you are a brand and you have a very specific need to engage people, to change minds, to draw conversations, liquidate that your billboard you are coming to do from Tamale to Labadi. Spend some of the money on Olele, who is going to make sure that every Thursday
let me ask
people are talking about. You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you guys. I mean, I'm happy you brought this up. The rising non-rate card costs of engaging influencers. This should have been asked at the time when they came here, though. What do you guys have to say about it? Because
the rising non-rate card.
The non-rate card
like
cost.
A standard
without
price.
Is there a standard price?
Without a union, without a unionization,
it's becoming expensive. You know, because you mentioned 360, so I'm going to find out. Like, there's billboard, radio, TV, digital, and now that space digital is becoming
without a unionization or a governing body, you cannot standardize the price. The billboards have a standardization, right? Because they report to the municipal assemblies, who give the permits for the ground. They report to the AMA, who gives the overall. There's engineers involved, blah blah blah. So there's a cost element to building it. So there's an average markup and an idea of what it costs. So whether it's X Minga, DDP, whatever, there's a range they all fit into. Same for TV, national communications.
No, TV, radio. Advertising rate cards vary.
They vary,
on,
but
how you feel.
Yes, but there's a metric. Now what I'm saying is that there's a metric to it. No matter how high it gets, there's a point that is absurd. And no matter how low it is, there's a point that's unrealistic, right? But for an influencer, you can get everything from Cristiano Ronaldo charging $1.8 million to maybe me charging 50 cedis per post, right? Based plainly on depending on who pitch it. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, but aside that, guys, with the influencer charges and stuff, it's also based on the person. It's not about the person who is pitching. It's based on the influencer and what they believe they are worth most of the time. Because if someone is charging X amount,
I like what you said.
So someone can have 2,000 followers and charge way higher than someone with 30,000 followers.
It
depends on you.
And then what you said.
Also, you also know your back end. You know your engagements. You know your reach. You know your impressions. So me with 2,000 followers can decide that I want to charge 10,000 cedis for X job done. someone with 30,000 followers won't believe in themselves enough to say that they can influence for their brand and go in for 1,000.
Is it becoming expensive?
It's not.
It's not becoming
expensive.
It's not at all. No, it's not.
I've heard a lot of clients saying that because now some of the charges are even going way above 10,000 CDs for it.
And it's 10,000 CDs. 10,000 CDs is okay, Jay. People are charging millions.
I'm not dumb. No. I'm not talking the Cristiano Ronaldo stuff.
Another problem. If you mention the cost without telling us exactly what the person is doing, we might not be fair.
Another problem is with the cost is because the influencers. It's like the face shield and the face mask issue. Right, people imported 50. We are getting WhatsApps and people have 100,000 face shield for sale at discounted price. Because what they say you hear face shield, so let me. Dollar has gone up, so beans is expensive. Like we have a parasitic nature, both client and consumer. Right, dollar has gone up, and
it happens with influencers.
Gobe, now you bought that in the storeroom. Dollar has gone up, so the Gobe price has changed. That's Ghana. So imagine the influencers going through the same thing. That Olele tweeted 3 months for this company. They pay out 50K. The day they go call me, Allah. you understand? Because my first thing is that only get 60,000 followers. How much you give out? They're me.
Sometimes
without a union,
other people also overprice, and it's also because of stories that I've heard.
Yeah,
the guy starts doing pro bono.
That's what I'm asking you guys.
Pro bono till he gets conscious, and all of a sudden he feels I should overprice.
I don't think it's overpricing.
See, Lenny, a number of times you reach out to an influencer who doesn't know you, and the first cost you hear is boom. But at the end, when you engage the person, you realize that, when the person gets to understand exactly what you're trying to sell, you get to pay for the real value.
That's what I'm saying. That have you engaged? And not to downplay the value of any influencer. I mean, we are all influencers, and we all take money for for side gigs.
Small posts,
I do some attire. We would explain.
I engaged.
I don't think it's overpriced.
I've engaged the gentleman who was here. Dreadlocks made in Ghana, and a few others, about 7 of them. And this was the experience. Reaching out to them with the brief, it's the same brief.
Yeah.
Some people gave me a flat rate. Yeah, boss, I see that this one there will give me 5K.
Yeah.
That was it. There was no because of this or this is what I'm willing to do extra. The reason why I have a good relationship with Maid is Maid said, Bossu, this one there no go fly for this platform, will not be strong for Twitter. Twitter they are the fear themselves.
Yeah.
This, that. But Facebook, I go feed do them like this for you. Like that. But if I do them, this be the breakdown, I go WhatsApp you the cost. And he had an understanding of his audience, the timing that I wanted the thing that he told me wouldn't work because his people are like this, like that, like that. And I paid him without hesitation. The person who gave me a flat rate because it be serial number coming phone top, and he here say it be brand, so give me 5K. We didn't even engage that person. I took that person's money, added it to make sure that Maid can do the work for me. So it's not just about knowing your worth and the numbers. There needs to be a result-oriented thinking in the influencers business.
But it's what I said about the person knowing their back end, knowing their engagement, and knowing what they are bringing to the table for the brand.
But people know all that and just fix an unrealistic price on it.
See, and I think influencer marketing was not like this 2-3 years ago. We are going to have a lot of entrants who know what they are doing and will liberalize the system. So now, it used to be before web banners, it was flat rates, pay 5,000 for 1 month. But now we moved into a spaces where people were offering per impressions.
Yep.
You get me? So now
that's I'm not hearing your voice now.
I want them to talk so that
I'm not hearing your voice. No, Eddie, I'm asking this because realistically, if you were to build a budget for a client, and work a budget for influencers, would you even have a rate card to work with in the first place?
I will have a rate card to
work with. And what kind of figures would you be talking about for, let's say, a month's campaign?
Based on what I'm looking for. So, I don't want to mention brand names, but there's a brand who specifically doesn't want just posts, but want organic posts.
Okay.
Organic posts meaning that integrate the product in your life. When you're waking up in the morning, get ready with me, not in your face kind of thing. He requires you to show up at his events. And now it goes beyond just posting. The people are requiring these influencers to show up at their events, their product launches and all of that. So a lot of times it comes with the package.
Yeah.
It comes with the package. And as he said, there are no standard rates. So it's mostly a bargaining conversation. Yeah. This is what I'm offering. I feel I can do this. And it's a lot of times also, it's about building relationships and going back to the person another time when you need such a person to be able to do a campaign for you.
You mentioned the digital fatigue, right? And the realization that brands and agencies need to realize is the higher the person's, the bigger the person's online brand, the higher the probability that their content will be seen, but not believed. The believability decreases.
That's I want to come.
So if you have if you have a hajia for real, right? Coming to tell you that drink this tea is delicious. I'm not going to buy that tea. Like, I don't care. I'll get Jesus Christ standing behind there. I'm not going to buy that tea because there's some millions of views and followers and blah blah blah. I know somebody just gave her a check to push a product that might probably not be what it is. But give me someone like Akosia Shirley, area girl. She's area girl
with branding.
With branding. If she puts the tea there, I'll even call her myself. Actually, you get
delivery
where you get unplug me because people get fatigued, and we know the difference with advertising on TV, radio, and all that is that the consumer didn't know. You understand? So it was easier to bring that deception. There's an element of deception in marketing. Right, we exaggerate, we use humor, we have to convince people some way. So there's an element of deception. Social media has leveled the playing field to the point where there is no longer that element of surprise from the brand angle. The moment you show up with iPhone, something
but I think we're going to get into a space where the brands are going to demand more because now we've done what it is.
And the problem
is to go to the next stage.
And the problem is the influencers are not involving. That's why everybody is doing the same thing. So the ones who are doing the betting things will come and fight when the engagement can, and they plug in the bet put. The girls who are doing the fitness and the lifestyle things will wear the clothes, pretend to go to the gym, pretend to go jogging. This is how my morning started. It's the same. It's template. I do this, so my eyes are tired.
I mean, whatever you need to do to bring the eyeballs, you got to do it anyway.
Yes, but they're all doing the same things.
So now we are having marketing brands engaging marketing companies to design this content for these influencers. Exactly. You're not leaving it into
that is money leaving the influencer's hand, because you, the influencer, should know what the style you have maxed out and figure out a new way of creating engagement. If your engagement is let's say cereal freestyles, people come and watch, then come and buy Contigo bottle. Cereal freestyles, people come and watch, come and buy shades. After the first 5 ones, my next freestyle, nobody will come watch because there's probably an ad hidden in there somewhere. You understand? So people get fatigued. But when you go to influencers' pages, it's very monotonous. And this is across board, and this is free advice to all the influencers. Your content is getting very monotonous.
Okay, finish up.
Okay, so I wanted to address that bit. Like I said, anything that you do or whatever you need to do to bring the eyeballs, I think it's fine. But I'll use my experience, for example. Most of the time, because I'm often amplifying culture and music and stuff like that, you have artists reach out to you to say, hey, put out music for me, or share my song, or basically write something about my song for me. And what I often tell them is, I'm not
charge.
No, some of them I don't.
Yeah, it's watching you.
No, some of them I don't. In fact, most of them I don't. It was until recent times, I think Cyril was telling me that
realized value that he had.
Because I just
but it's important.
Yeah, because I just loved what I was doing, and I must be honest. People have actually called me and said, "Yo, we want to pay you to do this." But I noticed that the way I had positioned my brand in a way is that it has to be good. The product has to be good enough for me to be say, I want to be affiliated with the brand or the product, as well as have the natural instinct to influence it. Because sometimes, if you are not involved in the product, you can't really market it. That's the truth. You can't really influence. So if you send me a song and I'm listening to the song and it's not nice, I don't know how I'm going to tell somebody to go listen to the song. You get what I'm saying? So most of the time, I tell them that I can't do more than 2 posts. Because the moment I go past 2 posts, it becomes paid. And as much as possible, we want to make it organic. You want to let people see that you naturally you like the product. And that is where I think influencers need to be truthful to corporate bodies and say, look, based on my, and I'm talking about myself, based on my community. I see what
you're going to, yeah.
Based on my community.
Very interesting.
Based on my community, and I give a typical example. A big superstar, music superstar, reached out to me through an agency.
No, of course.
He reached out to me too, and he's
Ghanaian?
He's Nigerian. He's Ghanaian Nigerian. He reached out to me through an agency, and they had a content plan. When they brought it to me, I said, look, my community will not follow this content plan. So allow me to do it the way I do it, and that we will all get our results. It became a back and forth. And I said, you know what? Don't pay me yet. I will do the post. When I do the post and I get more than 50,000 impressions and a bit of 20 to 30 engagements, you pay me. Let me do it my way. And I did it my way, and by the grace of God, they went according to plan. Now, they now come to me to tell them what I want to do for that particular platform, which is Twitter. When you come to me, I'll tell you, I don't have a strong presence on Facebook. I don't have a strong presence on Instagram. My community is on Twitter. I talk to my people on Twitter.
X.
Sorry, X. Well,
X short.
I don't talk to my ex, but yeah. I have a community there. So I would first of all bring you into the space where I play in and let you understand the kind of community I have. So when I'm charging you, know that, okay, I'm charging you for X amount and that amount because of this and that and that and that. I'm not going to tell you that give me your thing and I do it and it doesn't fly. No. So two things. Influencers need to understand that, and also let me also say, just to buttress on what Cyril said, there are two different things. It's either you are influencing your product or you're a brand ambassador for that product. There are two different conversations. If you're a brand ambassador for the product, I mean, depending on the conversation and agreement you have with the corporate body, there's a way you go about your post that everybody knows that, oh, okay, Jay Foley is a brand ambassador for X product. But if you are an influencer and you want people to, that's why we had a situation where the Fourth Estate put together concussion and sent it to a media house or media houses, and they sold the thing without knowing what was in there. You need, as an influencer, you need to be able to interact with the product. When Delpy and Desi came and they were talking to us about Samsung, they made it look like as if they bought the phones themselves and they were using the phones according to their own taste. But some of us, that's why I kept telling you that they are influencers. I was just trying to tell you that Samsung has engaged them. Omaji. But you won't know because they have interacted with the product. And so much so that consumer. You understand, so much so that they are coming from both the consumer point of view and the influencer point of view. And you wouldn't tell if you are not at the back end. But you believe whatever they are saying or whatever they are doing because they are directly involved in the product. Most of the influencers are not directly involved in the product.
Most of the influencers.
So you can see them selling their products and you say, okay, so what else does this thing do? And they're like, I don't know. Make I call them ask.
So there's three tiers, like you rightly said. There's the brand ambassador, and the brand ambassador's job is not to sell.
Not to sell, yeah.
Is to be the amplify, extension, just amplify the embodiment of the ethos of the brand, right? So you see who John Jermaine, suave, always with the suit, blah blah blah. John Jermaine as a brand ambassador for a perfume brand, is A+. Yeah. Right, because even the guy.
The names you are using. John Jermaine for a perfume brand is A+.
You get what I'm saying. An influencer would be somebody who is big on fashion. If I was running that campaign for the perfume brand, an influencer would not be anybody who even deals with perfume, because perfume's role in our lives is an accessory. It's the last thing you put on before you leave the house. So when you are a fashion influencer and you are doing your get ready with me and my Friday night out, and before I leave, people will even be more concerned about what you sprayed than they get ready with me. Yeah. Then you have your brand promoters who are, hey guys, so I just got this new perfume, blah blah blah. We've seen them. Those kind. So you have your brand ambassador, your brand promoter, and your brand influencer. Influencer's job is to embody the thing and use it in a realistic fashion that makes it interesting enough for the consumer to also want to try it. Right? Your job as an influencer is to drive uptake. Your job as a promoter is like the guy who bought the trotro. That's a promoter. Shout your shouting and go.
Yeah, your promoter. Like
you understand. Just most people who say they are influencers are actually brand promoters.
Creating awareness for the brand. Is that what you mean?
Like reading LPM.
Yeah, they're not reading
LPM. Most people are reading LPM on Instagram.
Yeah,
you understand.
Yeah.
And saying that they are brand influencers.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That influencers to the slack.
Yeah.
There's no institution that's adding value to them. Nobody's teaching them these things. They themselves are not going out and learning these things. So we can't fault them so much.
But the challenge is, these are people who started as normal people, quote unquote.
Who didn't even know.
They didn't even know. Some of them started, they were able to build a community around themselves, and any content they put out there, people obviously just love the content, right? But then they notice, or maybe a friend will tell them, Charlie, that way idea, but my influencer.
It starts off all the time.
Do you get
or maybe after I hit 10K.
After I hit 10K, now I'm told on Instagram, if you hit 10K, that means automatically you're becoming an influencer. That's not the truth, because sometimes
billion K and still can't influence Jack.
You get what I'm saying? So what happens is, the moment I think the individuals need to realize what their platform has become. The moment you realize that, then you start introducing measures that will let people separate your personal content away from what you are actually influencing. In a case where you meet a corporate body or a sponsor where they say, we want you to include it into your day-to-day post, that one, it is freestyle. Because some corporate bodies will say, we want to see 2 posts a week, 3 posts a week. You need to come back and say, based on your, like what Made in Ghana did, based on your community, based on your analytics, that 3 posts a week, 2 posts a week, it won't fly. I would give you this and that and that and that, and based on that, I will charge you this. Do you get what I'm saying? But most of the times, because when they come, they want the money, so boom, they take it, and then the corporate bodies have what we call it's charge back, or what do you say, charge back? Kickback. Because basically what they pay them.
The legal word for it is commission.
No, I'm saying like when you them arrest us. No, I'm saying that when you pay someone to do something and they don't do the way you want it, or they don't do it at all, because most of the time the challenge is they don't even know how to influence the water. Do you get what I'm saying? They don't know how to do it in such a way that they'll get people curious. And you see, sometimes you also need to look at the objective. Are you looking for talkability, or you're looking for people to come and actually buy the product? Because if I post something, maybe Slim Tea, and the Slim Tea is posted by someone who's good. I give a typical example. This lady at Onya FM.
Imagine me posting.
She posts right. So look at something. Felicia is a friend, so I can use an example. Fake. Felicia goes to the gym, right?
Me, my beer with that. Imagine me and Fake show up on the timeline. Yeah, Charlie, Fake, you drink I drink my own, Charlie, bro. Cheers, Slim Tea.
You see?
But that can be a progressive storytelling where later when you lose weight.
Yeah, sure. So that's how you show up.
But the brand doesn't want to pay me that 25,000
for 6 months to lose that weight.
Not with the point.
I'm giving an example. So, for example, Felicia posted an ad about Slim Tea, right?
Who's Felicia?
She's an OAP at Onya FM.
Felicia say.
Context.
And she's an amazing content creator. I mean, she has a bunch of followers on TikTok, Instagram, even on Twitter, right? And she posted Slim Tea on there. Now, she has a banging body because she goes to the gym. She's a fitness enthusiast, right? And she posted Slim Tea.
She's a painting, innit?
She's a painting, innit? Yeah. Right. So she posted a Slim Tea, right? Now, at that time, the comments were divided because people who didn't know her to be a fitness enthusiast thought, oh, indeed, it's a Slim Tea that was working. Then 2 or 3 days after, there's a video of her on a treadmill working out.
Treading.
You get it? And I remember like,
the lady that people went hard on her.
You saw that situation. And you're like, but so it is the gym that you are going to and you want us to go and buy what? Slim Tea. And it's not her fault because the corporate body would have said, the way your body is banging, why don't you have it? It's the same way with people who are light-skinned. You know what? You have people who are light-skinned being used for bleaching products.
You know what?
You get me?
Let's use Felicia's example. Let me catch you a bit. Let's use Felicia's example. It's how they used it that led to the backlash. You see, people are not, forget my language, people are not stupid. If she does the workouts and the treadmill and the waist trainer and the skipping and the weights and all that, show that, right? And let your product be a compliment.
We're not in this country when Hajia Bintu said. No. We're not in this country when Hajia Bintu said the biscuit she eats is what gives her the backside.
But we can't talk about everybody. People are not that part.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that
go bring Hajia Bintu into.
Unfortunately, the average Ghanaian will follow that type of narrative. And if we're having a conversation, we need to have it broad enough so that we're able to demystify some of these conversations.
Bro, all I'm saying is that if you pour water on acid, it will react. If you pour acid in water, it won't react. There's a different way, same ingredients, to get good results or to create disaster.
Hold on right there, guys, please.
Right.
Let me ask.
But the companies want
let me ask you this. So, on hearing all this, that's it. I mean, they've spoken extensively about creating value for with the influencer, with the ambassador, and all this. Same as a station. Yeah. Worked so hard, spent time, data, money, bashing, biscuit, slim tea to create all this, and then you approach a corporate body and they want that as an add-on. I think you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I get you. And I think I'll go back to my intro.
I know why you said it's very difficult because your next pitch.
No. It depends on who. My client is watching. Bro, I've said no to someone before because clearly I don't see that value that a guy is going to give me in the next year or two. But there's some guy that I've broken my back to ensure that it happened. And down the line, the value was clear. Because sometimes, especially for new entrants into the market, you are not known within the space. You need to prove concept. And that is why sometimes, budget is even allocated for business development to be able to spend money and build that business. So for us, sometimes that pro bono can be considered as budget for business development. Budget to be able to prove concept. Just like our content, the content that we use on our platforms. A lot of times, even without proving that advertisers are going to hatch on, to jump on this, you spend money to shoot pilots. And pilots is a risk. It's a huge risk. It can fly or not fly. You get me? So I think it plays in the same scenario.
Influencers and corporate bodies need to be truthful to themselves.
Yeah.
Find the influencer that has a niche market for your product. Case in point, Delcy and Delp. These are tech influencers. They do content 2 or 3 times a week. And they are even Kojo Sheldon, a YouTuber, right? You notice that he's still doing his hour of the day, blah, 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 blah. But once in a while, whilst he's doing it, he pops up the companies or whatever that's sponsoring whatever to talk about it. Even Sabinus and when we go to Nigeria, Sabinus and Mr. Macaroni and a few of the comedy skit makers, they are doing their content all right, but midway in their content, they talk to you about a betting app. So it's how you as an influencer, you engineer the thing to still make it look organic. That is how you get people also to come on board. But if you make it look like I mean,
the clients also need to appreciate the vastness of the digital and social media space.
That is where I'm
and move away from, pardon my language, the myopic focus on influencer. If something is going to happen online, it is not written anywhere that you need an influencer for it to succeed. This is not me taking money out of influencers' pockets. This is me also protecting the client and also challenging the influencers to do more.
You guys sit in very, very difficult spaces.
Yeah. When
it shall be played back to you.
Case in point, when Volvo couldn't afford, or no, they can't afford. When Volvo decided that it wasn't worth the money to pay for the Super Bowl ad slots, right? Because it was millions. But all their competitors, Chevy, Ford, everybody had bought the slots because they had money. Volvo went online and did a simple promo and said, every time you see another car ad, hashtag Volvo S60 and nominate who you'd want to buy the car for. Every time you see a competitor car ad during the Super Bowl, hashtag us, and some of you would win. It cost them $0, but it was the most successful car campaign of the Super Bowl. You understand? So the digital space is that malleable and that creative that you don't need.
It has a lot of options
a lot of options, but you can tell, especially those of us in the marketing space in Ghana, that the focus on influencers is even overburdened. If you get your top line influencer here, for example, if you get Dance God Lloyd here right now, ask him how many brands have you influenced for in the last year. It's too many for one person.
Yeah. Influencer economy is booming, yeah.
John Melo sell rice, my brother. He sell rice, he sell egg, he sell butter, he sell some cream. You see?
If you use motorway, these 3 names, Jack John
Nana McBrown.
But like I said,
there should be a shop called Nana McBrown, and everything's in the shop.
Fine. Anyway, but maybe
when you speak to these guys, they will tell you it's amazing working with them.
Let me also chip in something.
There should be a shop called Nana McBrown.
Just a quick one here, especially on Twitter, right? When you look at your dashboard, you see your profile visits and all that, right? You can sell that part as well. You don't necessarily have to sell the fact that you are tweeting about the product. You can sell the fact that these are the number of people who visit my profile.
So that's the equivalent of a billboard.
That's equivalent to a billboard, right? Or you can use your pin tweet. So basically, you can go into a meeting and say, okay, I'm going to tweet about your product, and I'll pin it on my profile. So anybody who visits my profile will see it first. It's like you selling a banner on your website.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
And the influencers learning. That should be a topic for today.
Our time is up. I know we have to go now, but we'll be back here same time tomorrow right here on Culture Daily. Eddie, thank you so very much, and have an amazing week. We out.